All right. So, first, would you just say and spell your name?
Laurel Clinton, LauralClinton.
Okay. So, what did you think of what Senator Booker had to say?
Excuse me.
What did you think? What's your reaction to, what Senator Booker had to say today?
I was inspired. I've heard him speak before. I'm looking for a candidate that will embrace all of the United States. I'm not looking for an African American candidate that will only focus in on what my issues are. I need someone who's vast, experienced, and committed to changing the current climate of how we as a nation deal with each other and our problems. We have issues. We know there's issues. I think that we need to change a paradigm of how money's spent in our communities and how people are helped. And I would like to see Medicare for all. That's something that's important to me.
Was there anything he said specifically that resonated with you? That's fine.
Anything in particularly?
Yeah. That really struck you?
I like that he is committed to hope. That he understands that our nation is divided and hurting right now, and that people are looking to work together. So if he can bring a little more unity, simply being with the Democratic Party is enough to make people not like him. But if he can bridge that gap and talk to everybody's fears and calm those and bring some unity back into this country, I will be excited to hear about that.
What about the notion, and he addressed this too, that some people maybe might criticize him for being too optimistic, too positive. In this current climate, can he be successful with that kind of an approach?
I think if he's not afraid to address those fears, that's a lot of the problems that I think we're facing now is people don't want to address the fears. They don't want to talk about the issues that we are still dealing with, racist attitudes, and we're still having to overcome some things that help us become better citizens of the United States simply because we don't have the right to have a fair election. I think that that's a problem right now. I think there's a lot of voter suppression that goes on in this country, and I think that's something we need to focus in on. I think there's a lot of money being spent in places where we should put other money. So I think as a country we have to come together and support the initiative. Stop supporting the rich. The poor gotta live here too.
Are there other candidates that you're considering right now? Obviously, it's a big field. A lot of folks are running.
I'm here to listen. I'm here to listen and see if they're true to nature, see if they say one thing in public and do another thing in private. I am looking at their voting histories. I am looking at some of the things they did in their past. I am going to question how they deal with the adversity of their campaign because it will come up. I understand that somebody's gonna say something about something he did and he's gonna have to overcome whatever that issue is. So I'm reserving the right to listen to them all. I like him. I think he's dynamic. I think he would be a great candidate. Have I decided on anyone else? I haven't rejected anyone.
Who else do you want to hear?
I've heard Kamala Harris. I have.
It's a good thing you guys are quick.
I know. I heard from Kamala Harris. I see them give it to another lady. But I have heard Kamala Harris speak. Before I came to this today, I was listening to Elizabeth Ward. I am a news fanatic. I laughed at my mother-in-law for listening to the whole O.J. Simpson trial. But now that's me. I listen to news all day long. I need to stay in the know. I need to understand what's going on around me.
Very good. Yeah, I mean, Elizabeth Warren, she was speaking earlier today in Lawrence, Massachusetts, and, it's interesting because a lot of these candidates, they feel the same way about some of these issues, and they're coming from a similar place.
Yes.
What's going to distinguish one from another?
What will distinguish one from the other? Again, I think I'm gonna look at the whole person and listen real closely for what they're like when they're not in the limelight. If they're really true to some of the things that they're talking about are their platforms. Can I hear a commitment in your voting in your Senate? Because a lot of these people are still in the Senate, a few of the people. I am looking at Elizabeth Warren. I am looking at Kamala Harris. I haven't heard the others. Joe Biden, he's going to have some things to overcome. You know?
How talk about being in Iowa. How unique is it to have the kind of access that Iowans have to candidates? That they all come here and spend so much time here, and you have that interaction.
I think it's important that they make Iowans feel comfortable, that they are committed to their campaign. And before Senator Barack Obama put his hat in the ring, he actually came to my mother-in-law and father-in-law's backyard with Jesse Jackson to talk about his considering running for president. So my family's always been involved in some form of politics. So this seems like a natural thing for me. But what I want them to look at is that we are unique. We are the melting pot, and we do pick presidential candidates. I mean, they come here, they gotta sell us on who they are.
Absolutely. Lastly, what's the most important thing you're looking for in a candidate?
What is the most important thing? You're gonna make me think about this because I don't want it to be sappy. I think if they're genuine. And heartfelt. I'm not looking for someone to be rude or combative, but you can go look at his voting records and see what he's actually done. So
Very good.
I think you gotta be genuine.
Very good. That's an important quality.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Anything else you want to say?
Nope. I'm gonna support whomever we choose.
Thank you very much.
I'm committed to